Howdy everyone, the time is 2:52 p.m. and it is October 16th. Welcome to another update from Great Lakes Weather. Again, this is just another shot of a rotating wall cloud that I captured over the summer. Well, summer's not necessarily the case. I kind of played a wintry intro video because there is some winter weather on the way. Yes, even as early as October 17th, which is tomorrow, we could be seeing a few snowflakes as far south as lower Michigan and northern Ohio. Now, you're probably thinking that's crazy. We usually don't see snow until November. Well, we got a pretty sharp trough that's going to be dipping into the Great Lakes region, which will really cool things down. And we're going to get into specifically what the temperature is going to look like and what is going to be causing the potential for snowfall to occur. Make sure to subscribe and stay updated and connected to all of the weather information that we have. And if you stay subscribed, I will keep on going. So let's get started and dive right into the forecast now. So here is the latest from Pivotal Weather. So these are the latest model runs from the Pivotal Weather website. So the GFS model right here shows you kind of what's going on right now. You got some scattered lake effect rain, some rain showers associated with that system that's a little bit off to the north. Lake effect snow beginning to develop across parts of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. This is something that has been projected for quite a while. The potential for snowfall and likely the potential for more than 3 inches of snowfall in that general vicinity. If you continue to progress, you can see that low pressure system on up near parts of Canada that's welcoming in that much cooler air on the backside, and that is what's going to welcome in that cool air and those northern winds that will welcome lake effect snow potential. So you can see in parts of the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, you've got heavy snow falling, likely heavy snow potential tomorrow with a tight dendritic growth zone right there, and you've got a good potential for some snowfall occurring there. Rain showers really starting to settle in across parts of western lower Michigan on Monday. It is mainly going to be rain if you're in lower Michigan, but you will likely see some flakes here and there, likely due to the ground temperatures being rather low or rather high and greater than freezing. It's likely not going to stick unless you are in like over a bridge or something along those lines where the air underneath can cool things down on the surface that it is touching. But it's not likely going to stick to the grass or to pavement in particular, so not going to cause problems unless you're in the Upper Peninsula. In the Upper Peninsula, you will likely see it sticking to the ground in that area just because of the sheer heaviness of the snow. There is a interesting view on the GFS of maybe some heavier snowfall across parts of northern Indiana with rather significant shot of snow maybe making its way through there. And I'm not sure. It could quickly accumulate briefly, but will likely quickly melt away afterwards. This is around Monday afternoon, so the upcoming afternoon on Monday, we could be seeing this snow come into the general vicinity of lower Michigan. Now, not likely going to cause significant travel impacts across parts of the Great Lakes, but around 11 a.m. it's showing that potential for some snowfall associated with that deep trough digging into the Great Lakes region, and that's why we're getting abnormally cooler temperatures this week because of this trough dipping into this area. You can see the 540 line is well down into southern Ohio, southern Indiana, and that 540 line is something we pay attention to, or at least meteorologists pay attention to when they are referring to the potential for snow, because the 540 line indicates, okay, you got a cooler air mass coming in, and typically that 540 line shows how far south snow could make it to, particularly in the winter. So that's something we watch. And as you can see, the 528 line is right here. This is actually representing the pressure at the different levels of the atmosphere, I guess. So at the different levels of the atmosphere, the upper levels, you've got this air mass dipping deep down into parts of the Great Lakes region, and the pressure's lower up above, and it's cooler air. It's sinking down, filling in the gap at the surface, and it's warming as it reaches the surface, but it's still going to be colder because you're getting the cold air from up above. So that is what is happening here with this setup here. And that's where we're seeing a lot of snow potential. And it looks like the snow potential is going to continue for quite a while. Lake effect rain and snow showers continue to progress across western Michigan, northern Michigan, mainly Michigan, and then parts of Ohio and Indiana that are closer to the lakeshore. I do not think we'll see any snow far south down in this general area. I do not expect that to take place there. So we'll just have to watch and see what happens, but it does look like you're going to get some pretty windy conditions here. There's a gale warning in effect across Lake Michigan right now with that wind that's going to be pushing through at the surface, but it does look like the snow is also going to be there as well. And it's going to kind of get a little more widespread as the winds shift from northerly to westerly. Later on, it's going to shift and move out into the inland areas of Michigan. Not really looking at much accumulation in lower Michigan, though, or even Ohio either, but it does look like it will. As that moves off to the east, the lake effect snow potential will be carried along with it. So let's pause it here at hour 105. And let's get a look at the potential for snow accumulations. We're actually going to the winter weather tab for the first time since, I would say, probably April. So let's look at the total snowfall potential from this. This is what is currently forecast for total snowfall potential. And look at this. Now, this is not factoring in the surface temperatures, so the ground temperatures at the current present time, but it does show some pretty heavy snow accumulation potential across the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And then in northern Michigan, you got potential for some snowfall accumulations. Now, I believe these are a little bit stretched, like 13 inches. I do not anticipate anything of that magnitude across parts of northern Michigan, just mainly because of the surface temperatures. And the temperatures in the air as well will be slightly above freezing as well. And then this area that's showing 6 to 9 inches of snowfall across parts of northeastern Indiana is not, I don't think that's going to happen either. So that's something that we're going to have to kind of reduce down. I really think there's not going to be any more than 2 inches of snow across any areas that see snow associated with this lake effect snow event. So I wouldn't be super concerned about that in this case. Let's go to the Ecmwf model now and take a look at what it says. Now, this is actually a projection for later on Monday, October 24th. We are actually going to see a warming trend. Temperatures warm back up close to 70 near Monday, October 24th. And I do see this cold front coming into the area that is showing some marginal severe potential across parts of Illinois. And I'm wondering if that is going to impact the Great Lakes region at all. But again, this is long range, so we're going to actually backtrack it to what the time that we are. And we'll focus on that in a later video as we get more information. So let's show you this model also consistently follows the idea that there will be lake effect snow of a heavier amounts in parts of the Upper Peninsula. And then also as that low pressure system begins to push east and the cold air begins to shove forward as well, you see that snow start to develop in parts of lower Michigan as well. Now, it looks like in this case, it shows the potential for a wintry mix, maybe some icy conditions. Again, the ground temperatures will be warm, which will not allow for snow to stick super well. But you do see that snowfall potential developing in the Upper Peninsula still following along with the air mass and the northerly winds that follow along with it. And then, again, the rain showers go back inland as they go from west to east. And the Ecmwf model shows that it's mainly going to be rain, whereas it looks like the GFS agrees that there could be a little bit more snow than what is shown here. So that's something we'll have to wait on to get a firm grasp of what could potentially occur. Let's pause it at hour 105 once again and get a look at the potential for snow accumulations as of the Ecmwf model. A lot less. This sounds like a more reasonable assessment, okay? So much more reasonable assessment, maybe up to an inch in parts of close to the lakeshore, and then maybe parts of the northern Michigan getting around 3 to 5 inches, and then the Upper Peninsula maybe even close to a foot. Now that's likely going to be lower given the fact that the ground temperatures once again are warmer, but I do expect snow to stick in the Upper Peninsula. Not so sure how much will stick in parts of the lower peninsula, and not even sure if any will stick in the areas that are showing snow in southern Indiana as well. But the first few snowflakes of the season are on the way, as much as you probably hate to hear it. So that's something we're just going to be watching later on with the upcoming forecasts. All right, let's have a look at how the temperatures are going to change. But first, before we get to that, we are going to look at the Weather Prediction Center's probability of accumulating snow greater than an inch. So let's look at that and progress it to Tuesday, which is going to be upcoming. This is what the current projections are for snowfall across parts of the Great Lakes region. The probability of greater than 1 inch of snow for lower Michigan exists to be around 10%, 10 to 20%, which is really not that much. The real place where we could see snow accumulation is the Upper Peninsula, which shows a greater than 95% potential. Now, if you go greater than 8 inches, the chance is actually still pretty good for heavy snow across parts of the Upper Peninsula there. And then greater than a foot, greater than 18 inches, things really start to disappear. So really, not too much snow down south, a lot more snow if you're in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And it's even showing some lake effect snow potential that could accumulate across parts of maybe just east of Cleveland and parts of Pennsylvania and New York. But again, with the warm ground temperatures, the Weather Prediction Center is expecting that a lot of this probably will not accumulate. So that's just something to be aware of as well. Temperatures over the next couple of days. Really, if you're west of Lake Michigan, they will stay rather cool. It's really when you get to the inland portions of Michigan that temperatures stay a little bit warmer, mainly because the lake is going to be warmer than the air, and that is what's also driving the lake effect rain and the lake effect snow as well. Okay, so you've got that occurring in that area, and that's why most of it's going to remain rain in that general vicinity. But Lake Superior is cooler than Lake Michigan, Huron, and Erie, so that is also why there could be more snow up in that general area as well. Now, wind chill is going to be something we want to be careful of, because it is actually, once that cold air mass moves in, it is going to cool down a lot of much of the Midwest and Great Lakes region as it moves in. Temperatures will feel like the 20s, okay? So you haven't seen this in a while, the 20s, and temperatures will feel like the teens even in parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Upper Peninsula, just with that strong north wind that will be fueled by this low pressure system that it will be moving through. So it will feel rather chilly, much chillier than you would expect for late October, but it is going to feel cold, and it is likely that there will be some freezing of things across the Great Lakes region, but the growing season has pretty much come to an end already with the few days of frost that we've already had. Temperatures will then begin to warm up once again as we get into next week before that cold front potentially moves in. That will send temperatures cooling on Monday, which could pack some showers and thunderstorms. A few of those could be severe according to the long-range models, but we will have to wait to make a confirmed judgment on what could happen there. So we already looked at the total snowfall. So I've pretty much shown everything I would like to show during this video. So thanks so much for watching. Hopefully all of you enjoyed. I know I talked really fast through this, but I just hope the information was helpful to you. Make sure to subscribe and get all the updates on the snowfall potential and any weather potential, and even some scenic views from the Great Lakes region and across the country. So enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Happy Sunday, and I will see you all later on.